Okay. Happy Webinar Wednesday, my favorite day of the week, day of the month. It's really great to see everybody in the call. Thanks for being here, taking some time to learn more about Talkatoo and how it can help you. I'm Jamie. I've been working at Talkatoo for over 5 years now. And our mission here is to try to give you back some time in your day. Today's agenda on this webinar, we're going to look at some updates to the Assistant feature, looking at how it works inside of the mobile app for Talkatoo, as well as how to customize the prompts inside of it and use those to your advantage. We're also going to look at how to save results and conversations that you have with your assistant into your note inbox. So we're going to look at those flows together. I've also got some interesting tricks to reformat or restyle your auto soap notes. So if you've been using auto soap at all, you may find this one pretty useful. We'll look at the new summary function in the web app in your inbox. And if there's anything else that you're hoping to get out of this call, feel free to drop it in the chat. There's a chat bubble at the bottom right-hand corner. Feel free to type in there throughout the call if you have a question, or you can raise your hand as well. Got everyone muted today for now, just so we can kind of focus on this agenda, but at the end we'll have time to ask questions. And again, feel free to put them in the chat if things pop up. All right, so the problem persists. Time is still a huge constraint for us, unfortunately, and we're still strapped for time every day. So recalling what we've worked on throughout the day is always a challenge. We can get pulled in multiple directions and things can get forgotten. So I'm really excited to show you the new assistant feature on the mobile app. This is going to give you a ton of flexibility when you're using Talkatoo. If you haven't been using the assistant feature yet, we'll look at it on the desktop version. That's where it all began. But now that it's on iOS and Android, it really opens up the floor for flexible usage. So if you're already using Talkatoo, please make sure that you check the App Store after this call, punch Talkatoo into the search bar, open it, and just make sure that it's up to date. If there's an update available, it'll say update, just tap that. That'll make sure you have all the new features, including the assistant in your mobile app. Same goes for Talkatoo on your desktop. It can auto update itself, but it's good to restart it. So opening Talkatoo up, your menu, click your three dots, click quit, and just relaunch it. That should get it up to date. If you're missing any features that you see on today's call, you can download from our website again on your computer, and that will also get you updated. All right, so let's crack into it. I want to show you guys the revamped assistant feature. And first, I think we'll start with just a quick recap of the assistant and how it works mechanically. Hoping for smooth demos today, hoping we don't freeze up or anything, but if I do, just let me know. You can go off the mic or you can type in the chat. Okay, so this here is my Talkatoo widget. And for those who don't know, the gray plus sign here launches up the assistant mode. So this is the assistant, and you can expand or collapse this particular mode of Talkatoo, and you want to make sure you're toggled over here where it says assistant. When it's in this mode, just a little recap for anyone who doesn't know, assistant mode works a bit differently than direct dictation. So when I start the dictation, you'll notice Talkatoo is actually typing everything inside of this assistant window. It will not go directly into your practice management software. Instead, it gets stored here until we turn it off. So when we stop the dictation, Talkatoo starts thinking about it, and then it will kind of type something back to you. By default, if you send something in here, a dictation, Talkatoo is going to clean it up. It's going to add punctuation. It should fix any small grammatical errors and present it to you here in this blue box. So that's the baseline mode. The assistant, that's basically a built-in spell check feature. You can toggle off or toggle on into this mode. And the way you get this into your practice management software or your email or wherever you're putting these notes is you just click the copy button right up here. So click there to copy it. Now it's on your clipboard. You can right click and paste. You can also now drag this button. So the copy all button, you could drag it somewhere and drop it into a document. And one of the new options here is this send to inbox button, this notebook, and we're going to take a look at that shortly. Mechanically, when you're done with a conversation or topic, click new. That will refresh this board. And now you can select from the list of prompts. So this is one of the biggest updates of this month, is actually customizing your prompts in the assistant window. Previously, there were 3 prompts here: record a SOAP, summarize, and write a client communication. I've already switched out all 3 of my prompts. Some of you on the call may have done the same already. Some of the prompts have been useful for folks, others not so much. So clicking the pencil will allow you to retype the prompt. And this is a really powerful feature because you can now save really elaborate instructions here for your assistant. If you're not too confident or comfortable with this yet, clicking a prompt will put the instructions automatically in this box. And so if you've written instructions and saved them there, now you can just start dictation and speak about the various topics or details that you want in this dictation. So I've already written something. I said, write me an email, don't include a subject line, use a specific sign off, and write it in a specific tone. So now I can start dictation and use this to help me write a firing letter, for example. Write a firing letter to client Christine. Tell her she's been a fantastic client, though due to unpaid invoices routinely we'll have to part ways. Thanks for your patronage to the hospital. When I stop the dictation, the AI is going to grab that first part being my prompt, write an email, don't include a signature, a subject line rather, include my specific signature and write it in this tone. So very quickly, I've got this communication written, and now I can copy it here, drag it out with the button, or I can send it to my inbox. And again, we'll take a look at that shortly. So there's an example of a custom prompt that you can just click and it will drop it in there. This is really useful if you want to kind of change the tone of your dictations, because in these prompts, you could include a specific tone. So I chose kind and sincere. You can choose whatever you want, just drop it in. So you're going to click that pencil and click the green check mark. I really love this feature. It offers up so much flexibility with the assistant mode. Previously, you could always send instructions here verbally. So you might, turn it on and verbally instruct it to please write me a treatment plan for a feline UTI, and the patient name is Lucy, the client name is Stephen. So we could always do that, but now I can save the first 3 quarters of that prompt right into the assistant window, saving me a ton of time. I don't have to verbally instruct it at the beginning. So this is a super useful feature. There's also a new button here, Insert Talk Text. This actually allows you to access all of your Talk Text commands. If you don't know what Talk Text is or what it does, we're going to look at that shortly. But using this drop-down menu, you can essentially access infinite commands as long as you've created them in your Talk Text library. Mechanically, in this mode, you can also go back to previous conversations. So the arrow will take you back. This will take you forward. And now you can save these notes to your inbox. So clicking this notebook is going to send it up to your note inbox, which you can access later. And so if you need to move from here because you're getting pulled in a million directions, don't worry, that note is saved and it's in your inbox. So we're going to take a look at where to find that in just a moment. And I'm going to show you another useful way to kind of access these notes. So your note inbox is attached to our website. So go to talkatoo.com, hit the login button at the top right, and this is going to take you into your inbox. The inbox was previously a place to send your AutoSoap notes. So if you've been using AutoSoap on your app, this is where everything lands. But now you can send your assistant notes here as well. So that firing letter that I say, or that UTI treatment plan that I saved for later, it's been sent to my inbox. So I can open that up here now and access it here. And I can actually edit the text, which is fantastic. So if I want to make some changes or adjustments, I can. And this will remain in here until we archive the note, just like our auto soap notes. And so no rush to work with your assistant results. You can save them for later in here. Awesome. Okay, so if you're grasping, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, what I'm going to do next is pop up the new mobile app. And so just bear with me as I get that on the screen. And if you've updated your Talkatoo app successfully, you'll see there's a new tab in here called the Assistant. So you can click the Assistant tab and you'll have access to all of your prompts as you would on the desktop. And you can also freehand a prompt as well. So you could click here to kind of make something up or ask for something specific. You can also select your Talk texts from here. So these could be a template that you've written or some additional instructions. And if I were to click one of my prompts here, such as the email prompt in the middle, it will begin the dictation right away. So I'll tap there. I could be on the floor. I could be in the field. I could be in my car. I'll tap and I'll say, hey, Stephen, are you free at all this weekend to review the plan for Q4? I'm really excited about some of the updates we have coming. Let me know your availability. Also, if you're free later this evening, I'd love to catch up and grab a drink. Awesome. And so you'll see that you can basically capture your dictation in this window the same way you would in your desktop. You can click New. You can go back and forth through your dictations as well. And then, of course, you can select from any one of your prompts. So this window is emulating what you're seeing on your desktop. And when you get through one of your conversations, you can send it to your inbox. So if I click the copy button up here, right up here, this is going to give me that same option to send to my inbox, or I can copy the text from here and drop it into my email on my phone. So a couple options here. So sending to your inbox will do the same thing, dropping it into your web portal. And the Assistant tab can be toggled between the other two options in the app, which were already there. So you still have your mobile mic and the auto soap recorder. Awesome. Selecting from your Talk text window, just be cautious here. You're going to see a bunch of options. It's currently displaying the actual copy of your Talk text template instead of file. We're working on that. It's just a bit of a UI issue that we're facing, but soon this will be updated. You'll get actually the titles of your Talk text. So all your templates are there if you need to select from there. Awesome. So now you have a couple more ways to use the Assistant. You can do it from your mobile or your desktop. And looks like we got a question in the chat. And it sounds like Dr. Swartz, you may need to update your Talkatoo app. And we'll take a look at it at the end. Perhaps we can just take a look at your version and make sure you've got that option there. Okay, perfect. Excellent. So let's take a look back at our note inbox. So I want to take you back to the web portal. And I want to switch gears slightly now that we've seen the updates to the Assistant feature. I want to chat to you quickly about Auto Soap. So if you've been using the Auto Soap feature of Talkatoo, you can now record your rooms from the desktop widget or from the mobile app. So using the app, recording your session, it will send a note here. There's now a new feature at the bottom of your Auto Soaps, which will generate a client comm automatically. So at the bottom of every appointment, you'll now have this option to click Client Communication, and that's going to automatically create you a summary for the client. And you can copy this by clicking the button here and paste it into your practice management software or direct it to your client. So this is a easy one-click solution to create that summary of the appointment on top of your auto soap. If you're looking for a more detailed summary, maybe you want to include take-home instructions or perhaps possible side effects of a medication. There is a way to get a more specific summary. So if you copy your transcript of the auto soap recording, so just copying here, using your assistant and using one of your custom prompts, you can quickly generate that. So you'll see here, one of my prompts is write me take-home instructions and possible side effects based on. So if I click this and paste my transcript, so I just did a Control V or Command V if you're on Mac like I am, we've now dropped that whole appointment recording into this custom prompt. And in a minute or so, we've got a nice client-facing email. And I'm going to send this to my inbox. I'm not ready to paste it in my email just yet. And now we can take a peek at it here in the web app. And you'll see that it's included take-home instructions as well as some potential side effects. When you're working with the assistant, you can continue inputting details. So if I wanted to add the client name in here or a different sign-off, I can start dictation, add the client name, Jennifer, add my signature at the bottom as well, Jamie Phippen, Talkatoo, and also translate it to Spanish, please. These are all additional commands or tasks that you can ask it to do. Just turn it on again and it's going to regenerate it for you, which is super interesting. Now, if you're having issues with the sign off, like let's say your signature is wrong or the phone number is wrong, these are things that you can address using the custom prompt, right? So clicking the pencil at the end of the prompt, if you want to mention a specific sign off, just include that here. Like include my signature, put your first, last name, your initials, your certifications, whatever it is you want included every time, and that will always be baked into the prompt. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to pop up my phone screen again, and I'm going to walk you through a new option that's available in the mobile app. So for anyone who's been recording appointments using Talkatoo on their phone or their tablet, you've been using the auto soap feature here. You do now have the option to select no template in case you wanted to make a standard dictation with no formatting and that in your web portal. So this is a new feature here. You just click where it says record a new soap and you would select. All right, we're going to look at another amazing option for those who are using auto soap routinely. If you are using auto soap routinely, you're probably pretty used to this layout. As you may know, you can customize the layout at the top of our website. So you can come to the settings page and you can choose options like bullet points or paragraphs, and you can input default values. Though if you've reached a point where you've kind of maxed this out and you're looking for different categories in the soap templates, maybe you want subheadings, different categories, I'm going to show you a really interesting trick. So you'll notice now in our website, you can access your Taka texts. So this will show you your Taka text window. Previously, you would build Taka text from your desktop widget, and you would click this button to open up the window, and this is where you would type them in. You now have the option to build them right in the web portal. And if you were to open up a new Taka text like so, I want you to imagine the perfect medical record with all of the categories or headers that you'd want included. If you're finding our soap template isn't matching up to that, I want you to build it in here. So I want you to add a Taka text command, and then I want you to type out all of the various categories that you want included. So for me, I would love to have diet history, medication history, the presenting concerns, the exam findings, and I've included a couple other subheadings here like diagnostics and recommendations. And I've called this alternate layout. I've saved this as a talk to text command, and I put some instructions here that are key if you want to try this trick. So if you really like what you see after I show you how this works, I'm going to send you the instructions with this particular layout, and you can just paste it right in and make tweaks for what you want included. Maybe you want a problem list here under assessment. So you can really write out whatever you're looking for. And then if I go over to my notes and I take one of my auto soap notes and I decide that this isn't the exact layout I want, I can copy my transcript, being the entire appointment audio. So copy my transcript, and in the assistant feature, I'm going to insert my alternate layout. So I just tap this option, I paste the transcript, and I click enter. And this before was a bit of a lengthy process. It almost wasn't worth it, but it's so fast now and I can save it to my inbox that this is a really awesome solution. So when I refresh this, you'll see my alternate layout for this soap note. It has all of the subheadings and it's listed out categories that aren't currently offered in the auto soap template. So I've saved it in here for later, and I can edit this just like I could my auto soap. And most importantly, I can copy this entire thing. I'll drop it into my medical record. And if I've got a blank spot to put it, that's ideal. If you need help kind of re-shifting your current template so you have a blank spot, that's something we can advise you on if you don't know how. But this alternate layout really offers a lot of new options. So previously, you were kind of bound to these options, but if you want to set up that custom layout, that's something you can do here in your Taka text window. All the instructions to do this, I'm going to send your way after this call, and you can save them in here for later, just like you could the standard layouts. So lots of new options here. Awesome. Okay, so at this point, I think we've covered all of the new updates. Primarily, we've got these custom prompts. You can also select from your Taka text window. If you've been using Auto Soap and you're familiar with this layout, but you're looking for subheaders, you're going to want to visit your Taka text page and create a custom template. I'm going to send you all the steps to do this. And just know that everything you generate now in your assistant window, you can save to your inbox for later. So this notebook is your new best friend. You can now also copy individual sections. So previously you weren't able to actually copy individual sections. So if you're looking at your chart side by side, and you wanted to copy just the exam findings, you could Control C or Command C that and drop it into your chart. Awesome. And I'll say in closing that there are many more features coming. So we're working on a mobile callback summary. Sometime in October, we're going to have an early release for this. So you'll be able to place phone calls from the Talkatoo app and get a summary right away after the call stored inside of your inbox. There's no price increase for any of these features. If you've been using simply dictation up until now, there's a lot to uncover. So I urge you to try everything you've seen today. And I also encourage you to book a check-in call with us. We'd love to meet with you one-on-one and see how you're progressing with these features. I'm going to send a link to everyone on the call so you can book something if you're interested. And finally, if you're using this in the room, so you're bringing your iPad or your cell phone into the room, or you're recording a soap from the Talkatoo widget by visiting your note inbox and clicking record a soap, we do have posters that you can put up in your exam room. So if you want to kind of open up the floor and let your clients know you may be recording in those rooms, you can print out our recording posters and stick those up on the wall. So I'll make sure you have a copy of those. And finally, as we continue building out these features, we do have an ideas portal for Talkatoo. So if you have great ideas for us that you'd love to see in the app, you can vote on ideas in our ideas portal. And I'm going to send you the link to the ideas portal It's a collection of wonderful ideas from other Talkatoo users. And you can post your own ideas here as well. We're working on many of these and excited to hear what kind of feedback you have for us. So I'll send you the link for that as well.